It's the Mooer L6 MKII 6-slot pedalboard switcher this week on Learning Curve. Hi, I'm Spencer Thomas. Thank you for watching Learning Curve. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy what you see. If you don't, keep it to yourself. Just kidding. Thanks for watching. Today I'm going to look at the Mooer L6 MKII 6-slot pedalboard switcher. It's been on my board for a while. Somebody saw it in another video, asked me to do an episode on it, so here we are. All right, right out of the chute, I'm going to answer the specific questions I had about this pedal board. So if that's all you're here for, we'll get it out of the way right out of the chute. 1, does not have MIDI. 2, this is not a multi-effects pedal. There's no tremolos in it. There's no cab sims in it. There's no distortion pedals. None of that stuff. It's just a straight pedal board switcher. 3, the pedal chain stays in the order you put the pedals in. If you want to switch, put the wah after the fuzz, you got to physically change the slots that they're in. You can't just digitally pick a different order and have the pedal board do the work for you. It doesn't do that. So if you need that, it's not for you. Finally, there is a mute button. There is no bypass button, okay? You cannot go past the board. If you want to have a slot with no, if you want your amp sound, you have to pick a designated channel and put nothing in it. I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. Okay, now that I gave you what you're looking for, you can just let the rest of this video play. You can go have a sandwich. Come back when it's done, play it, I don't know, 27 more times. Subscribe to the channel. You're very welcome. So what does it do? Well, it's a pedal switcher with 6 slots. It's true bypass unless you choose to engage the buffer before or after the signal chain, or you can have them both running simultaneously if that's what makes you happy. It runs on 9-volt, 300 milliamp power, so you probably have that coming out of your existing power supply. No need for any kind of fancy whatever who's-its. It has a really big screen. That screen is attached to the tuner. That screen tells you what board you're at, what pedals you've engaged, what mode it's in. It's very easy to see, and it's very simple. So it comes with 2 modes. You either have the live mode. That's how this works.
First of all, you've got your mute. And believe it or not, it mutes. It's got a tuner. Really good screen. As far as I can tell, it's relatively accurate. You have to push 2 buttons to do it, but then to get out of it, you can just push any button and you're back to normal. Now these 2 buttons, I don't know if you'll necessarily be able to hear it. You've got a buffer that goes before everything. And you've got a buffer that goes at the end. So you can just go through and use those to your personal liking. This button dictates whether you're in preset mode or in live mode. Now, what that means is if you were in live mode, as you can see, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different loops. Those are each hooked up to a corresponding pedal. So when you push like button 2, it will turn on the pedal you've got in slot 2. When you push button 3, you'll get the pedal in slot 3. Okay, so you've got here's your clean tone. And you decide you want to kick on some distortion. Turn it off. So when you're in live mode, it's not that different from just using your pedal board. You push a button, it turns the pedal on. You push another button, it turns the pedal off.
Or you have the play mode, where you can program each of these 6 buttons to any combination of pedals in your existing chain. Here's how that works.
So you've got this big screen here. It says P right there. Before it was play. And you've got all 6 buttons, I guess is what that 6 means. But now we're going to go to preset. We're on board 1, slot 1. First thing you need to know about this is that it will not... If you want to go directly into your amp, right through, just bypass everything in the board, you will have to select none of the pedals when you are selecting pedals, right? You'll have to select none of the pedals when you're selecting pedals. So let me move up. Let me go up a bank. This is bank 2. By the way, that's how you switch in between banks. There's bank 1. There's bank 2. Piece of cake. So... Slot 1, bank 1, I've got a compressor. Let's say I want to get rid of that compressor. Push edit. Now you've got an E. We're on bank 2, slot 1. Turn that off. And this is just directly into the amp. But let's say I decide I want to add something to that. So we'll push, let's see, we'll add maybe a little compression and maybe a little distortion. Okay, so now you've got, let's say you decide that's what you want. You're happy with that. Okay, so we go back here. We push edit. So now we've got slot. I think S is for save or slot. Anyway, we've got it in 1, right? And so let's push 1. It will stay in 1. We're on board 2. And now we're in play mode again. And slot 1 is a nice crunchy dirty tone. Okay, let me give you another example. So let's say slot 4. You've got your distortion. You got a little compression on there. Let's say you want to add maybe some octave. We want to make it like a bass fuzz. But you don't want to give up slot 4 because you like what's in that. So get to S, push 5, and now we're back in presets. 4, 5.
Now, one more thing I want to point out, you can put as many pedals as you want in each of those slots. It's like the effects loop on your amp, and you can put it in the effects loop. I'm running it before the effects loop, so this is mostly dirt and stuff that you would put beforehand. If you want to do a bunch of modulation, you can also do that after, but this is all front of the amp stuff. And again, if you want to stack gains in here in one loop, like if you have one loop with Tube Screamer and a rat, right? And then you could have another loop be like a fuzz and an octave and whatever makes you happy. It's all up to you. You could conceivably stack 6 different pedal boards, like run each pedal board into one of these loops, and also have it so each of those pedal boards is stacked in some combination in each board. If you have the room and the resources and the desire to do such a thing, you could do that here too. So I've been using this for a while now. I've taken it to gigs with me. I have what I found is I do a lot less tap dancing. That's what I wanted it to do. That's what it does. It's affordable. 6 is a very decent amount of slots. You know, I think you'll always want more. That's all there is to it. But this works really well with the rig that I've got. I can't say that it's that I'm short on anything. Did I mention it's got an output for a separate tuner if that's something you're interested in? But the big plus with this is, again, it just I'm not shuffling all over the stage trying to, you know, build this tone and then I have to switch everything so that I can do this tone. And you can switch back and forth in between tones so seamlessly that you can incorporate that into a piece of music if that was something you'd be interested in. So there you have it. That is the Mooer L6 MKII pedal board switcher. It's a mouthful to say, but for $150, I think it does a great job. Now, why should you get this instead of getting like an HX Stomp? And the answer is maybe you should get an HX Stomp. I don't know. But if you like your existing rig, you've found the pedals you've got, you have the sound you want, and you don't want to spend, I don't even know what a Stomp is going for these days, 500, 600, whatever, but you do want to spend 150. This gives you a lot of flexibility, and it streamlines things really nicely, and it's affordable. Now, another plus with this, by the way, one of the reasons you might want to be doing this is because when you're not using a pedal, you're taking it out of your signal chain. So you're cutting down on noise, and you're cutting down on just that audio clutter that happens when you have a bunch of pedals strung together. So that is certainly something to consider. Okay, that'll do it. If you like this video, I'm Spencer Thomas. Please like, share, and subscribe. This has been Learning Curve. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.